Hello everyone, welcome to another video. So, yesterday I made a video on my Kaki Microbe channel about all the different starships, and that got me thinking, how can I make a video out of this without doing any work? I just wanted to use the images from yesterday, put them in a video, and talk about my favourite ships, is what I thought. And that's kind of what I did. In yesterday's video, it was comparing how LEGO remake the ships, but this video is just purely what my favourite ships are, talking about why I like them, uh, some interesting and maybe controversial things I'm talking about here, so if you're going to be offended because you're a Star Wars nerd, please watch this video, I want to see your reactions. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So here we have Anakin's Jedi Interceptor. Now there was two versions. There's obviously the one that we see in Revenge of the Sith, and also the one in Clone Wars. There'll be a picture of both, but I just wanted to include it in this list because I like the shape of them. I prefer Obi-Wan's colour scheme that we see in the Clone Wars and the Revenge of the Sith, but I could only really find pictures of Anakin's because it's easier to find. One thing that I did notice is there's a slight colour change, like pattern change on the sides of the wings, with the grey/silver stripes. Kind of interesting. Anyway, we will move on to the next ship. So we got another Anakin ship. Again, this one is one of his starship, his personal ships. I think this is quite a nice, sleek one. I like the back, fin design. I think that's quite clever. I think this is based on a toy, like the image, but it's obviously in movies and in the show, so I don't mind including it in this list. Very good in general. So obviously we have a good old classic X-Wing. I quite like the design of this ship, it's quite clever, being very similar to just a regular jet or plane, but it has the obviously X-shaped wings. I think this is a very good design ship. Obviously there's all the different colours and types of X-Wing, but just your standard X-Wing I think looks very nice whenever it's shown in the movie. And Yoda's Starfighter. Now, I wasn't going to include this originally, because obviously we've got Anakin's, but I feel like it's different enough that I can just include it anyway. This is kind of more reminiscent of a TIE fighter than the other ships, the other interceptors and stuff, because it's just got that baller, ball shape, like a bit more spherical in the middle. I think it's good. The colour scheme's not too bad either. And speaking of TIE fighters, let's move on to the next one, which just so happens to be a standard TIE fighter. I prefer the ones for the First Order, with the red on the wing, but I just don't want to go into each and every type of TIE fighter as the X-Wing. But this is again a very good ship, got that iconic sound. The wings are a little bit odd, but I don't mind it too much, but it's just for looks. But the sound, that iconic wiring sound, I guess, is just beautiful. Y Wings, again, a very regular airplane looking ship. However, it's got that more pokey out dildo looking wings, which I don't mind too much. It's just an interesting design. Whenever it's in the movies and the show and stuff, or Clone Wars, it's pretty good. I like the interior design, which is why I chose it. I couldn't find an image of the interior, but I just thought I'd mention it. I think the A-Wing is probably my favourite Star Wars ship in general. I like how small and compact it is. It makes a good just single-person starfighter. I think it may be able to hold two. I could be wrong about that. But I just love the shape of it. I love all the details as well, like the paneling. I think it's quite good, very reminiscent of a submarine, but I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't know how much more I can say about A-Wing without, like, getting horny. I wasn't going to include it in this list, but I quite like General Grievous's Starfighter, but only the front part. I think the back part looks a little bit weird. Like, I just don't know what it is about it. I just don't think it has a nice design, but the front part does look really nice and does kind of save it, so I thought I'd include it in here anyway. Darth Maul's Infiltrator, I think. That looks quite nice. I like the way the wings are designed. Again, quite reminiscent of a TIE fighter, I think. But I feel like the flatter, like, sharper angle just makes it stand out quite a bit more. I also like the front part. I think I'd prefer it if it was a bigger ship and it was more like a Star Destroyer. Um, and it was a big, like, troop carrier, I mean. Because I can imagine that'd be quite cool to see. And like the front part could be all the storage, and then the back part could be the bridge or whatever. But since we're speaking of troop carriers, I quite like the design of this. I like the fact that it has all these little bubble spheres on the outside and on the wings and stuff, which are all like the gunning areas. Very interesting design, and I think everyone wanted to be like on the inside in the like troop holder and just hold on to one of them rails and like jump out or like parachute out. That would make my day. That would be the standing point of my life. It is just like every time you're on a bus or something, on a bus or something and like holding onto one of them handrails. This is almost guaranteed what you're thinking of holding. Now, in the Lego video, I kind of forgot about this ship, and the last ship as well, the troop transport. But the Millennium Falcon, come on, like that is just a work of art. The interior, I couldn't get a picture of, but it looks like quite nice. The top part, um, again, looks nice. It's a very interesting design, kind of taking its own spin on the UFO round shape and like adding the front parts and the side part with the cockpit. I think it would be a pain in the ass to fly because you have almost all the ship to your left hand side and unable to see what the fuck you're doing. So I don't think I'd want to fly it, but it does look fun to be in, like to just chill out in, and that's why I'm adding it. So, this outro was recorded like 2 seconds after recording the intro, but I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and